Hello, nice. Hello, my favorite throwers. We're gonna get a VOD review here of Nepal because we kind of have to go over this. It's both in CGL and Tranquility. Those are the map pools that we kind of have to continue playing. Before we begin, right? Very straightforward on this map. There's two approaches. You either go underneath left, right, and you come from this way. You'll have double cover. You'll have 1 mega. You'll have 2 megas. You can station there for sustain while your Arisa just kind of bunkers down on comp. On point on this pillar right here, just dance between the pillars. Or you play the right side right here, you got 1 mega, you have cover back here, right, which is where you kite, and then you rotate this way, and then you come back and you rotate this way, depending on the team that you're going up against, right? The idea is for you to bunker down at this corner right here. We really don't want to pressure into the team, right? The Arisa can just touch, like soft touch. The Tracer can even soft touch on the off angles. And we want to essentially do this, right, until we have an opportunity to go in, right? Suzu is used up on their end, maybe Amp, maybe they don't have Rail, maybe Sojourn Slide, whatever the situation is. The idea is we have to be patient with it and look for an opportunity. All right. So again, they get there a little bit before us, just a little bit before us, which is unfortunate, right? And that's fine, right? We're going to play here. I saw this from your end, Pickles. This was just like, it was just unlucky. Watch. Like, as you come to rotate towards piercing your Nene, you just take all the bullets. Look at your health. I'm gonna slow it down here. Like, they only hit you. So, I mean, it is what it is. The flying disc got you with your recent pellets, right? Once you use your Lucio, this is essentially a lost team fight, so I'm not even going to bother. Like, there's not much else I can tell you here. You lost your Lucio, they kind of just collapse on you guys because they have speed and they can out-rotate you. Let's see here. Yeah, so, you know, as a team, I don't know why you guys don't listen. I say bottom left, and we decide to go top left. Right? My Nene guy decides to be a tank. Like, it's crazy. During scrims, he's always in there. During my games, he's always in the back. Like, I don't get it. You really think they're not going to see you all coming through this choke all at once and just spray you guys down? When they have this? The reason you come down here is because you have cover. Alright, so we kind of throw on that again. I don't even want to go over it. Okay. We're finally in a situation where I want us to be. No-nag, when we're playing on the left, you want to play here. Right? You want to play here, and then you either try to force it towards the mega. That's fine. You can play here and force this mega. Right? That's kind of your only other options that you're going to have, right? I don't want you to... You can even flank this way if you want and come from this back end. I have no problem. The only thing is I definitely just don't want you with the team, right? I want you to mark their tracer. So in this case, where's their tracer? Did I swear I'm colorblind? Oh, there the fucker guys. Okay, so that's where the tracer is, right? Tracer's got high ground, that's fine. Pickles can kind of contest this without a problem. And that's what he does, just keeps him at bay, right? We'll go to regular speed now. So this is kind of what I don't want, right? No, like if your guys are all here, it does me no good. They're able to just bunker down on one end without having to look left, without having to look right. You have to come from this. If you're playing left, you got to come from here. If we're playing right, you have to still come from here. Okay? On the left side, obviously, you have more options. You can come from the back here. Like, even playing here, right, and just putting a little bit of pressure on the Kiriko, if any. Obviously, the correct play would be play here. If their Tracer's trying to put pressure on us on the off angle, you should be doing the same thing if you're not able to mark it. Alright, so your options are either you're marking that Tracer or you're putting as much pressure as that Tracer is putting on your team on their end, and you're trading for those resources. But you can't just play with your team here. It just does me no good. So right here, piercing, as a tank, like that's as far as you want to go, right here. Don't overextend past this because it really messes up the silence for Kuzer. Alright, so Kuzer can heal up to here, right? Pretty much. If you go here, you're kind of screwed. Obviously, if you go down here, you're kind of screwed. So you'll notice here that we end up rushing, not in this fight, in the next fight, and that's kind of where we mess up. So obviously we heard a pulse bomb go off, or what? Or what? A recall. So like right there, piercing. I'm gonna be honest. That's as far as you can push. That is as far as you can push, right? Unless Nene gives you the okay. The reason why it's really like, see where there's tracers already on the off angle. Like if we had our no-nag on this angle right here, or had he been pre-rotated over here, it would have been a much easier engage. We're just not there yet, right? Which is why this makes it harder. Like you cannot, you use D. You use D as the defensive ability there. You can no longer go in. That's as far as you can go in. Right, which is fine. I mean, it is what it is. We're not able to get a pick. Like, once we get a pick here, we are. Great. Okay, they rushed, right? Unfortunately, you know, we identified too late. We can't run into the rush. You're pretty much dead here. Again, Nene has very limited angles if you keep them here. If you let them come to you up to here, right, Nene gets better angles. Once you start trying to get to them, Nene has no angles. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I think when you're gonna go for plays like that, I think if you're just gonna ult and not use your E, I think you just keep your E anyways. What I mean by that is just pull them in with your ult, because you can't overextend on that angle positioning anyways. And I say this because it's just gonna increase your survivability, not because the combo of the ult is incorrect. But let's say that because they were pressing here, you could have just waited for them to engage. You ult them here, and then you have E to get out. Because you're going into a Kitsune rush. Like, you are not living this. I'm sorry. There's just nothing else to do. If we watch Kuzer's POV, too. She's able to funnel heal until she gets pressured out here on the right side by the Tracer. Right? Kuzer, that's why, ideally, we want to station here. Right, and then piercing should never go past this. Unfortunately, there's just nothing else that you can do because the tracer's not being marked. No nag. This is kind of what kept happening in the game, right? Like that tracer's on Pickles and Kuzer, and we are just not able to mark them. Like I understand what you're trying to do here, but unless you're getting the same type of pressure, you might as well just be marking the tracer. So piercing's dead. My other two guys are dead. Fine. I prefer this approach because it forces them to be in sight lines like Nene's able to station here, kind of like how this guy's doing, right? But obviously we needed to play this just because of the 2 megas that we could play off of and help us sustain more, which is a fine call. Either rotation is fine. It's just how things are. Right here, this is what I had a problem with. This team is not dumb, right? They're gonna kite your rush. You wanna speed, right? Speed here up to this corner and then rush this way from this angle to here. That's the rush angle that I want. I don't want a linear rush here that does not go past the point. So I don't care if you rush this way. I don't care if you rush this way. I don't care if you rush this way. We just can't rush like that. We can't rush like this. These rushes, okay, maybe this is the only one that's okay, but like you can't rush like that either. Like a rush like that, I don't want, because teams can just kite it, right? Just like think about their rotation. They really only have one way to go. They can either go stairs, which would be stupid of them, right? Or they can just kite the pillar, kind of like if we were doing on the offensive. And you'll see what they all do. Right? The rush stops there. They know they all have to kite. Look what they all did. Right? This guy's even up here. Piercing, you have to understand that even if you wanted to get a kill, the only person you could possibly kill here is a Soldier. You're not killing that Orisa, because Orisa kited it. See? So once we force the kite, we now just have to play for our cooldowns. Don't waste cooldowns in the rush. They're not going to waste their cooldowns anymore because they're just essentially kiting you completely. Now piercing. Had you been able to get a rush this way, other things could have happened, right? Even if we had rushed this way, right? Even other things could have happened. What I'm trying to say is you have to rush the path where they're going to back up into. Yeah, versus teams like this that have speed and are coordinated. Ladder comp, probably get a little bit. But like right now, for example, my team's fighting outside of the point, right? Like the value of the rush just isn't there. We've now used double cooldowns. You don't think they got all their cooldowns? Look how grouped up together they are. They are about to re-engage right here with everything that they have. So, Sojal comes in. E is used to clear space before his beat drop. So this, I'm not mad about this play, but the second you do this, if it wasn't because of Lucio beat, you should be collected here immediately. You guys are able to finish it up, it's fine. So Lucio beat there saves us, but that means we are down Lucio ult for the final engage of their fight. Okay, so same thing, right? What we want to do is we want to give Nene sightlines piercing. We want to give him sightlines. So you can play a little closer right here, which is fine. And then you have to figure out where you want to rotate. Unfortunately, there's no good answer here. Your best option is probably going to be here for cover, right? Assuming that Kuzer is able to rotate early as well to funnel heal you, right? Your other option is if you're going to give a point early is here. The problem is because it's 82 to 67, we just can't give a point. We either have to force this to a 99-82, but everyone has to live or everyone has to die immediately. Right, so right now we're kind of just giving them too much space. Like play here, right? Because if you play here and you force an engagement, you can just drop, just get out of there. But you gotta have your E and your fortify on cooldown. Right, we're poking them out. Problem is you're giving them angles. Right, all they're looking for right now, they're looking for Nene. They're not even gonna look at you right now. They want to kill Nene. So that's a good rush on their part, right? They're forcing you guys off the point. By the way, back to my rushes because I feel as you guys are gonna listen one way and another way. When I was explaining the rushes earlier, those are for rushes where you're trying to hold defensive positions. Okay? When you're trying to force point and take over the point, the linear rushes like that are perfectly okay. Does that make sense? For example, now that they're here, right? Now that you guys are here and they're going to hold point, they're going to try to push rushes this way. Right? If we were taking the point from them, we would push rush to the point, just like they did. But when you're holding the point, it's a different type of angle. You want the rushes. You want the rushes to go past the point into their kiting positioning. Like this, but believe it or not, like we get the 2 picks there, and this is what's so sad. We get the 2 picks there, but we're just not able to live. Right? As a team, right here, we all needed to just get out of there. Just get out of there. Kuzer had to use cleanse early. I'm assuming for the pulse. Yeah, I think piercing here, you just hold on to the point for too long. Like right here, shooting the Orisa is not the play. You should be looking for cover to save your HP. Like I personally, me, like I know I'm kind of in the shit here. I would just play here. You're not killing the Orisa. Like you're just not. The only way you kill an Orisa is at 50% during ult. Above 50% HP, above on ult, you're not gonna kill her. Not unless your whole team's shooting at her and she's discorded or something. So right there, that not us taking cover and us not taking the damage, because Kuzer lived, right? So if you had lived there and Kuzer lives, look at Kuzer's ult. We're at 96%. If you live and Kuzer is able to just funnel heal you like she wanted to, you guys retake this with rush. Your ult, No Knight has pulse. Nene comes back online, and you guys actually win this point. So, again, it's just one of these frustrating things with communication. Like, 4%, are you really going to risk us not getting rushed online for you potentially doing 50% damage on an Orisa when they're fortified and being funnel healed? It's just not happening. Just kite it. Just got to kite it and get out of there and re-engage, right? I kind of forced Kuzer's hand because I told her to just ult because at, 99 to 87, I know we're down 2 people, but if we don't ult there and try to make something out of it, we don't even get a recontest. That game's over. Okay, we're gonna go over this, right? You guys played this almost perfectly, and that's what made me so sad. You guys are communicating better as a team. You guys told No Knight to go on cap point, right? So you guys did a great engage at the very beginning. There's nothing wrong with this engagement. Piercing holds. Right, we all play back point. That's exactly what I want to do against a team comp like this. The reason I force you guys to play back point is because it allows my tank, which is piercing under here, to get funnel healed while my supports are at cover near a mini. Right, I kind of want us to play off this mini. Right, we have a little bit of high ground where we can also play off. Kuzer's able to wall climb if she needs to for cover. Right, it just leaves us less exposed to, for example, us playing up here where there's a Sojourn, a Katie, a Lucio, whatever the situation is. Okay, so this E comes out, right? They're using E early. That's fine, right? All we gotta do is just hold it. One thing you don't have to do piercing, and I see you keep doing this, you keep going into their team like this, when you can just, like, wait out here, and then wait for them to engage a little bit more forward, and then force them into corners. Right, like, let's say that Sojourn is getting pushed by Nonag and then slides forward, and then you E into them, you're able to then create even more pressure. You're taking a lot of damage with the assumption that there's, like, a BAP in play. Overall, this is good, this is fine, I don't have any problems with this. We're just able to bunker down better and position better than they were positioned. I think we lose someone here. Like, I can't believe he did that. Like, that's crazy. The Quada gets his one on the way out. Okay, so same thing here, right? You're going to hold here. No Knight's got point. When the point gets touched, everyone collapses back to point. We don't hold high, right? That's not what our strength use is. So right here, piercing. Once they go to point, and they're going to at one point. Immediately kite. Immediately you have to kite. Yep. Good job. Right? Don't re-engage unless you really have to. Remember, it's our control point. It's just like you use E to like move up when you have Lucio. I just don't get it. Like, you have speed. Just ask him to speed you. Your E is too valuable. That's fine. You baited out the ult. By the way, after this, I'm doing one just for No Nag. I need to know what No Nag's been doing this whole time. Okay. I respect that we ulted Nene, but, like, why not wait until you're here to ult? Or here? Like, Nene, why? Why? Why there? Why there? And why are you ulting and sliding? Why not here? Piercing, like, what are you, like, you're dead. I don't even think you get the mega here. Let me see. Yeah, look, I just had to go watch and see what really happened here. Right? They get the mega. You're dead. My Nene guy is just like ulted and went low ground. He pulled a diamond soldier move. Ulted and went low ground. Okay, I'm gonna be real. So, two mistakes, Nene, that you did here is you slid early to get to the team. And I said, you know, let's wait for Nene. And before you had your second slide, you walked. So if I looked at your hero right now, you don't have slide. And you just die. I want you to slide in. You cannot die on this rotation. I don't even care if you take this angle and slide. Okay, Nene? Sir Bill? Right? Evil Fortnite, whatever you want, whatever you go by this week. Right? Rockets, E-Kid, who knows? I need you to just take a different approach, right? If you know you're going to get poked out here. Or you just save your slide and slide in. It's one or the other. Piercing. Once I saw that Nene was dead, cool that we rushed, but this battle's over. No, nothing can kill the Orisa. Yeah, your attention should be on everybody else but the Orisa. The whole team should be swapping Sojourn, should be swapping Tracer, right? Knowing that that's on you. Maybe even the Kiriko. Because no one's killing the tank now. The tank is never going to die. So Kuzer gets run on. We're not able to get any other picks. Lost team fight, and we used rush and loss. For the rest of the map, they just kind of cycle ults on you guys, and we lose. Yep, that's a good kite. We want to go all the way around. Same thing. Let's watch Sir Nene die again. Okay, so this is bad rotation. You never rotate left unless you've cleared high. The only person who can really clear high is Nene or Kuzer. Where's Kuzer? Yeah. Like, if anything, if you're going to make a rotation play like this, Piercing, you just play up to here and then send Kuzer up there to contest the Soj. And then engage as a team. This is a bad rotation of us coming here because now that Nene can get into the fight, you're forcing Nene to play in the open. Good beat drop. They just had ults here, by the way. Okay, that's fine.
This ends now.
By the way, look at the ults here online that we're about to come online. Like right here, Piercing. And this is what I mean. Like, why do we have to push into them here like this? Look where Nene and Kuzer are. They can't help you. Kuzer is a 78%. Like, she's not even able to get healing, like, charge out of it. Like, now she's overextending. To look, like, this is just bad. Right? Like, all we needed to do as a team was wait. Why did we int on that? There's no reason to int on that. We don't have abilities. We don't have ults. Like, our Nene ult just came online. Kuzer's at 81. Like, we just needed to wait. We waited all of their ults. Orisa ult, Lucio ult, Kiriko rush. Everything's used up. Like, I can't blame my supports there. And even Nene, like, we had the positioning. And instead of, like, holding our position, kind of like we did on the defensive side once we own the point, we you know, like, we go into them. It's kind of what happened on Sudavasa versus the team earlier, where we're holding our own point, and then we're just going to int past our control area into their control area, and then just get deleted. Alright, so we end up losing on that. Let me go back here. I've already watched first point. I need to know what Nonag's been doing through this. Alright, Nonag, this is going to turn into a personal. We all get to watch Nonag play Tracer. So this was fine. Okay, so right here. No nag. Okay. Not sure why we're there. Okay. What I want you to do, No Nag, when this situation happens, you're gonna see them drop. Right? You don't know where their tracer is yet, so someone needs to tell you where the tracer is. Right? So you don't need to engage anyone until you identify where the tracer is. Okay? I don't care if that's a Soja up there, I don't care if it's a Lucio up there. You play this right now as a player, your job is to go like this. Okay, tracer. Oh, wait. Someone did ping it. Someone pinged it. Why are you going left? Why are you going left? Why? Why are you going left if the tracer got pinged right? Why are you here? You're not even owning this part of the map. They own this part of the map. At least if you play right, we own middle and right. Does that make sense? Okay, so you know the tracer's still back there. Okay, so this is fine because these guys are able to bunker down. Right? The second the pressure happens here, you have to peel back. So we killed Judge, so I'm not even going to knock you on it. Pickles is able to kind of keep them away. But if it wasn't for the Kiriko cleanse there, we lose Nene immediately. You're collapsing on the Soj, that's fine. I'll give you that. But see how there's now these three people are always together playing as a team. If you look at their Lucio Kiriko and even their Lucio Tracer, they always know where they're at all points of the map. What I really would want you to do here, if you're going to be this aggressive, No Nag, and let me go back. Okay, like, how much farther do I have to go back? Okay, right here, when you get poked out, you're going to save your blinks, wait for them to drop, and then I want you to take this angle right here. You're going to have cover, right? You can even blink, double blink up if you want to the high ground and shoot from up top. You'll see what happens if you're able to play that positioning earlier. Like, you have to pick one. Like, what you ended up doing here, and this is a little bit what happened, is you're going to say, oh, I'm going to go mark the tracer, but you're not marking the tracer. You go over there and you tickle her, and then you run away, and that's not marking the tracer, right? So if you're going to, you got to do one or the others as my tracer player. You either have to commit to this, you know, getting to their backline, like kind of what they're doing, right? Or you have to mark the tracer. Just pick one, right? So you'll see that their Soj will end up dropping here in a second. Right here. Right here, right? So if you're not going to mark the tracer, this is where you would be, right? You have your blinks, and you're engaging from this angle. The reason why I want you to be already staged on these angles and waiting for them to drop, right, is because you'll save your blinks. I don't want you to overuse your blinks. You have this tendency to overuse your blinks, and then it's a little tough for you to get out into cover. Yeah, this is fine. You just collapse on the Soj. Right here, everyone kites. Everyone kites. That's a great pulse bomb, by the way. I'll give you that. Now everyone kites. You want to hold this left side. Right? You want to hold this left side. You don't have to engage forward. Just hold this left side. Right? Because you know that's where they have to come from. Yeah, at this point, I really do need you to get on the tracer that's in our whole backline right here. It's taken too long for you to prioritize the target. Right? So the beat drop got pulled. They're gonna pull beat drop in a second. You're forced to recall, I think. Maybe you're not. Yep, right here. Tracer's your priority. Nene, you should not be shooting the tracer anymore. This is, yep. Kuzer, this is no longer your priority. Pickles is no longer your priority. Right? Your priorities, like, this looks so funky. 3 people looking at a Tracer? No, you guys just got to turn around and help Piercing. Now that No Nag is officially back to marking. Right here, as a team, we know pressure is coming. We should already be kiting. Obviously, we see Piercing dies. I'm just going to let this play out. No Nag is fine. No Nag, you played that. I'll give it to you there. I just can't get a pick on that Tracer. Okay. So 2 things we can do here as a team. Your call. Right? We send our Tracer guy to force point, which is going to force one of them to drop. And then we go in. We send my Tracer guy on an... Okay. What am I... What's going on over here? No. How did we get here? What did I miss? What did I miss? What did Coach Puddles miss? What is his non-2020 vision missing? Bro, No Nag, you've been there the whole time. No Nag, you gotta force point. You have to force point. When we're forcing a re-engage on a control point, if you force point, it forces them to drop and make a decision. We want them to make a decision so we don't get poked out on the rotation. Oh, this is just not good. Okay, so that's what happened on that one. And that's why Nene died. Yeah, Piercing, you were not winning that. Your Tracer player wasn't there. Your Soj wasn't there. We used Rush. Yeah, we were dead. Like, this is just... We were dead. So I think this way, this time you force point. No, we kite. That's fine. Right here. No, no. By the way, you can also force point different angles. Like, I don't... Right? Like, you're a Tracer player. Right? You can be less linear with your engages. Just tell your team to wait. We gotta wait out the Katuna rush anyways. You can just go on the off angle. Blank, blank, right? This is good. Yeah, I think that what killed us there is that we played the left side instead of playing the right side. That's just unlucky. Obviously, we overextended too, but yeah, I think No Nag as a Tracer player, I want you to commit into every team fight. Whether am I going for the backline here, and Pickles and Kuzer, are they in positions where they can bunker down and not die, or am I marking the Tracer? And I want you to start thinking about that every single time on every single scrim or tournament match that we're in, and just make a decision. I don't care. As long as you're making either or, and either you say, hey, I'm going for backline supports, Tracer, I don't know where she is, just keep an eye out. I will not be mad at the situation. But I need you to tell me, the team, what you're going to do for every team fight, and I'll be happy going forward. Because I think what ends up happening is you have the idea of like, letting me go for backline, and then you hear someone say, oh, Tracer's on us. Right? And then you come in back to peel for the Tracer, which means you've already used resources to try to get to their backline. Maybe you secured a kill, maybe you haven't secured a kill, and now you're coming back for peel. Like right now, Kuzer does need help with the Tracer, right? But like you're in a better position now for maybe getting a kill. I'm kind of curious to see what your next blinks here are. So you go straight for backline with Piercing. My question is, you secure a kill, but Piercing died. Yeah, that's just unlucky. If we just held here as a team, just held here, this corner or this corner, we win this map. We just overextended. Piercing's dead in the water. Used all his cooldowns to engage. By the way, Piercing, this is like the easiest like move of Orisa players to use against other Orisa players. You kind of got baited. Watch. Right? They're fortified. So fortify is essentially E. You can't get out. You didn't have E and you didn't have fortify and you pushed forward. You're dead. And look at his HP. Like, he still has armor after all this. If this guy had actually just played backwards too, he doesn't even die because his whole team is also still there. Yep. Yep. He played it correctly. He played it like an Orisa player, which is unfortunate. He's probably a 5'7" Orisa player. So, I think we just had a bad day. Like, Nepal is just not our map. We made so many goofy mistakes. But, you know, that's kind of my take on this team. I think you guys understand what we're supposed to do when we kite. Our positioning on this has to be here, right? When we're being aggressive, it's aggressive to here. Past here, we're kind of exposing our backline, which I never want to do on a map like this. Even when we're engaging, if we're engaging, we can engage here. That's fine, up to here, right? We never go really past this. We just hide corners or wait for heal. Because if you're hiding corners, my supports can just kind of funnel heal you from here, funnel heal you from here, right? But once you're past this corner, you're kind of just dead in the water. Okay, so that's what I want us to do. No-nag and piercing. If you're gonna chase, you have to understand that you can only chase up to here, probably piercing on maps like this. Anything past this is no-nag's job on his own. Like even right here probably would have been an overextension for you, but at least here you would have gotten some healing from Kuzer instead of Kuzer having to put herself out of position to try to heal you, right? And then we get rush and everything going forward. All right, so as long as no-nag tells the rest of the team what he wants to do on Tracer, I think we'll be fine. Because then Pickles can mark the Tracer, and Pickles was marking that Tracer pretty good for the most part, as long as he knew that he needed to mark the Tracer. The problem happened when Pickles had to start marking the Tracer when he's also trying to help Kuzer and also speeding it. Like, he's speeding in piercing or speeding him out, also healing, and then trying to mark the Tracer and help Kuzer. It's too much for my Lucio player to do. Like, my Lucio player is either speeding in with my tank or playing with my support and marking. Right? If you want to do a drive-by Lucio, you can, but obviously, you know, that's when Pickles identifies those situations where he can do that. Other than that, that's kind of what his role is on this. Right? I think the Tracer just got weirdly at value of just distracting us, which was really annoying, and we just overextended. So our ults were just, because we overextended, we didn't do enough healing or we didn't do enough damage where our ults came online when they needed to be. Always after their ults were already online. So that's the VOD of today. I will post this. Please watch this, guys, because Nepal is an important map, and I will see you guys at the next one.